Cameron Gall for our weekly update for August 17th, 2022. Cam, an exciting week this week. The club championship, first and second round. We had some tremendous performances.
Oh, it was unbelievable. In the women's division, we have the one and only Erica Chamberlain.
Yeah.
So she's just year after year, she just reaches the top, and she's got a bit of a lead on Laura Knowles is hot on her tail, but we'll see what happens on the front nine next week. You never know, right? With some trouble on the early holes, can she hold her lead? So she's 160 after the first two rounds. Of course, our final round's on Saturday.
So Erica, now if you look back, there have been 3 or 4 dominant women in the women's championship. There's a Stevenson, there was Bonnie Wolf, there was Lise, and now it's Erica, and she's closing in on the most consecutive wins for women. I don't know the exact number yet. Stevenson had quite a few, but it'll be interesting to see because she's a tough competitor, and she's still playing great golf. So it's up for debate at this point. Who's going to be the best ever to play here? So Erica is certainly on her way to becoming one of those.
For sure,
she is one of those, but
fantastic.
She's the best of the best, you know. Yeah.
No, it'd be a worthy debate someday. We'll see how many more she can rattle off. See if she hangs on Saturday. And in the B division, Amanda Maltby is playing, very well. She had a score of 178 points for 2 days. Great second day, and we had one of our younger women reach the top of the C division and also won the President's Cup. Big smile on her face on Sunday. The President's Cup, of course, gets wrapped up through 2 rounds, and it was for the women this year. We had the option for the C division to play Stableford points. Carly chose to putt everything out. She was eligible for both. And she had 81 Stableford points.
Wow.
Tremendous. I think she had over 40. Nancy McLaughlin had a great day. Stableford points, she had 43 on Sunday. So that really shows. And we saw a few more women enter the event, so we hope that's been popular. The early evaluation is it is popular, and we'll have more participation in some of the B and C divisions.
Well, I like that idea because if you have a bad hole, you're not out of it. You can come back and get some points on the next hole. Whereas if you get an 8 or a 9 on a hole and you got to count all your strokes, my Lord, it's tough to fight back. Although we'll get back to that in a minute. So that's the A, B, and C. So now we're going to do the men's side.
Yeah, the men's side, we had unbelievable play. And the first day I watched Mr. Coyle walk off 18, and Jared had a bit of a hop in his step. And we were talking in the shop, and it looks like maybe a 68 walk, and we were wrong. It was a lot lower than that. Yeah. Jared made 9 birdies.
Oh my!
He only made 5 pars. I told him on day 2, Jared, make a few more pars and be a little more steady out there. But he was 66, 68, and 8 under. And I think, as you mentioned prior to our broadcast, and from talking to Joel, of course, with all the history here, we can't remember somebody being 8 under through 2 rounds.
You know what's interesting too? Glenn Coyle and Jared Coyle won their 2-man match play, and Glenn said, thanks to Jared's 65. So that's not even his lowest round of the week. He had a 65. He's now flirting with the course record for the whites. I don't know what that is for the whites is, but boy, him and Mustard were both flirting with those records. So he's got a healthy lead going into round 2 over John Henry McDonald, who also played very well.
Oh, he's tremendous as well. He's 2 under. Had a 69 on day 2, and I mean, Jared pops off the board, but 6 shots. I mean, if that gets down, if he has a couple bad holes in the front 9, that could be down to 2 or 3 shots in a heartbeat, and we'll see what happens. It could be closer than we expect.
Okay, all right. So we'll see. We will definitely see. Never know in this game. The conditions were ideal, though. We were on live. We saw how nice it was. The greens were beautiful. There was no wind. And if it gets ugly, although it doesn't look like that's going to be like that on Saturday, if it gets ugly, it could change things. But certainly it'll be interesting to watch. Well, we had the B division.
Yeah, the B division. Day 1, our defending champion of the club championship B division as well as the city, Jeff Curtis, and he started off really well and broke 80, which is a tremendous score in the B, and shot 79. And we knew that Mark Baker was ready to make a charge. We saw him hit it in tight on 18, and he made 4 birdies on the back nine his first day, and sure enough, he's taken the lead after the second day. So he leads Jeff by a few shots.
And Mark's a good example of how you bounce back from an 8, because he had an 8 on number 11. Would have crushed a lot of people at that point. Not Mark. He went on to get 4 birdies after that and put himself right back in the game. Tremendous.
Quite something. I mean, to make an 8, especially not one of our plus handicaps, and still shoot 40 on the back nine, that's pretty special.
That is special.
Yeah.
In the C division.
Yeah, in the C division, it really came together almost with our President's Cup too. The C division was the last division to come in on Sunday, and of course the President's Cup was to be awarded, and Jared had the lead, and we didn't know if he could hold on to the net, and for a plus handicap to have a chance in that is amazing. We were watching Mark Sapella. We knew he'd have to come in at 95 or better, and he shot 95 to lead the C division. He was 90 on day 1, which is, I believe, his best score of the year. And he won the President's Cup net prize by 1 stroke.
Wow.
Kudos to Mark.
And he's leading the C division.
He's leading the C division now.
So that's wonderful. So exciting weekend coming up. I will tell you, we will be on live probably for an extended period of time, maybe an hour, because we're going to be going on a little journey in the golf cart to watch some of the groups. We'll have some of the women's groups, some of the men's groups, and certainly we'll be on the 18th hole as the last 2 groups come in. So look forward to bringing you that live, and so you'll see our club champion plus interviews after it's over. So wonderful news there, and looking forward to Saturday. RBC, we finally had a chance to play it.
It was great. We had 11 or 12 teams that fortunately were very flexible and were able to reschedule their time and play on Monday, and we had enough teams to qualify 1 for the regional event, and a score of 49.4. Anthony Colsante, Brad Albert, David Zito, and Antonio Martino with a 0.5 shot win over Buffoni, Byford, Czech, and Valley.
Wow.
So they were second, and there's quite a bit of a formula, right, with the scramble format that the PGA has designed for the Ambrose step-aside scramble, and it's always close, and 0.5 is very close. So I believe they were 16 under gross, and if they were only 15 under, they wouldn't have done it, right? So they made a couple eagles out there, I believe, and they've qualified for the round tomorrow at the Marshes at 11 o'clock, and I'm going to join them, and I have to count 3 drives, so they'll be putting the pressure on me.
Well, good luck tomorrow, and good luck to our team out there. That's a tremendous score, 16 under growth. Wow, that's good. Jazz night, how did that go?
Yeah, Jazz night was tremendous. Our patio was full. The band that was playing, Jenny Seaborn and Laura Seaborn, are the drummer and artist, singer. And they actually played, I learned they played at the Ottawa Jazz Festival and some of the early events, and we had them here, and they had a ton of fun. They were really gracious and would love to come back later on this year. So we'll try to book them one more time. The specials that night, the ribeyes, the grilled salmon, the pasta, we saw a lot more activity on our patio. It was supported really well by the members, so thanks for that. And it really shows that we can do some more events like that. And
that's great.
It was tremendous.
Very good. So we made a small change in the hole-in-one party. Tell us what's happening.
For the hole-in-one party, we should have a truck show up just around the corner within minutes. We ordered a bit of a tent city. Found some pretty affordable tents that we'll build out back, and the buffet may be stored inside just to collect and pick up your food, but seating will be available outside for the party, and we should have a packed house, and it'll be good to, given the feedback from our membership, have it outdoors. Okay,
that's great. It looks like a nice day anyway, so you may not even need to sit outside. You might be able to sit here on these beautiful patio chairs if you wish. So we have some courts maintenance on Monday. Maybe you can update us as to what's happening there.
for sure. We're aerating. And from speaking to Joel, it'll be a light aeration, fairly small tine. So they'll be filled quite well with top dressing after. So they won't be too impactful to the course. The greens will still putt pretty well.
Yeah.
It's necessary to help with the airflow and the compaction and the thatch layer in our greens that we need to do every year. So normal practice there, and of course it happens after the club championship. We also, unfortunately, some extenuating circumstances pushed our sod back 1 week surrounding the master plan and some of the new bunkers. So that should happen this Monday in conjunction with the aeration. So as a result, there'll be a few temporary pins early on in the day Monday from the aeration, but fortunately it's not too impactful for play.
One thing we didn't talk about beforehand, the RBC tournament at the Hunt Club, we have a few volunteers working there. Hopefully you'll get a chance to go and see some of the best of the best play at the Hunt. That's all I can say about that. I know we have some people here that are actually volunteering, so that's good news.
Yeah, we'll probably see them on TV, right?
Yeah.
Might
Mark
see them
Balsamo
walking.
was telling me the story. He holds a sign, that walks around with the group. And last year he was in the group behind Brooke Henderson, and they got stalled on one tee box. So the two groups were on one tee box, and he couldn't believe the numbers watching that lady. There was like 4 people deep, lined up right along the fairways. It was just phenomenal. And the Hunt Club does a great job. Good kudos to you at the Hunt to put that on and to give up your course every year for that. You did a great job doing that. So yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be tremendous. I mean, Brooke coming off a major win this year, and I'm going to try to get there briefly on the weekend to catch a glimpse from her, probably from afar, because it'll be hard to get close.
Yeah, well, you can't get close to her.
Yeah.
So, Cam, thank you very much. Until next week, we'll have more information for you, and we'll see you then.
We'll see you on the course on Saturday.
Yeah,
Take
for
care.
sure.